Hi, I'm Barrister Esther, your trusted travel legal voice insider for Travul.org. And of course, I'm right here to give you legal tips on how you can travel smart, travel safe, and travel far. Now let's get started with today's legal aid. We're going to be looking at a topic which has to do with understanding the distinction between tourist and visitor visas. Now, last week we talked about what a tourist visa is about. What can you and cannot do on a tourist visa? And we defined what a tourist visa is, which is specifically designed for short visits. Short is the word, short visit. And you can go for tourist adventures, you can visit family and friends. But the major thing about tourist visa is tourism, leisure activities. You're taking a break from work, from the hustle and bustle of life. You just want to have that vacation. That is basically for tourist visa. Now, tourist visa duration is 3 months. It can be longer for some countries, but then the major thing is, or the basic thing about tourist visa is 3 months. Now, what is a visitor visa? A visitor visa is also specifically designed for short visits. The word is also short. But you see, for visitor visa is broader than tourist visa. So I mentioned earlier that tourist visa is more of tourism, tourist adventure, leisure, taking a break. But you see, for visitor visa, you can do more. You can visit friends, you can go for events, you can go for conferences, you can go for business meetings with a visitor visa. Now, the difference between a tourist visa and a visitor visa as regards duration is visitor visa is 6 months. It can be longer for some countries, but the basic one is 6 months. Now, what can you do on a visitor visa? Remember last week we talked about the things you can do on a tourist visa. We said you can, go for tourist adventure, sightseeing, visit friends, family for tourist visa. So part of the things you can do on a tourist visa, I mentioned earlier, is the fact that you can sightsee, you can visit families and friends, go for graduation ceremonies, events. Also, you can, with authorization, volunteer at organizations. But if you do not have any authorization, please stay away from volunteering. Of course, you cannot work, you can't earn income with a tourist visa. The same goes for a visitor visa. You cannot work and earn income on a visitor visa. I said you can visit family and friends. Yes, you can go for events also. Tourist adventure, please do feel free to do that on a visitor visa. But like I said, you cannot be employed. You cannot be gainfully employed on a visitor visa. The same way with tourist visa. Now, what can you do on a visitor visa? I've said it before: tourist, adventure, sightsee, visit family and friends, event. You can do that. Now, there is the short courses or research. You can do that on a visitor visa. What that means is some countries allow you to actually further a course, a short course, maybe for 6 months, for 3 months. And remember, I said that the duration for visitor visa is 6 months. So by all means, you can have a short course in some countries. Some countries do not allow, but some permit it. So now let's come to business meetings. You can actually be involved in a business meeting or seminar on a tourist visa, but you can do that on a visitor visa. Yes, you can negotiate a contract, but make sure it doesn't constitute an employment. So it's quite dicey, but you have to be very careful. You can go for meetings, seminars, business meetings, basically. You can do that on a visitor visa. So another thing you can do on a visitor visa is permitted paid engagements. Okay, so what do I mean? You can have lectures that is paid. You can have a speech that is paid. You can even have some things that you can do that is paid, but it is permitted. The word is permitted, so it has to be permitted. Not all countries allow that. Some countries do. So any country you find yourself where they allow it, please go ahead and do it on a visitor visa. So it is very important that you learn these things. Now, what can you not do on a visitor visa? I've said it earlier. I said that you cannot work. It must not constitute employment no matter what it is you're doing. It's also important that you cannot enroll in a long-term study program. It has to be short. And like I said, not all countries permit that short course or short research. Okay? So now that you know, it is important. I know, no deal. Ignorance of the law excuses no one. Remember that. And if you would like to get any insight, legal tip, or you need a legal expert, you can contact us at Travul.org. I will be there for you. We're just a DM away. Follow us for more updates. I am Barrister Esther.